1.
A couple of years ago, I went on a round-the-world trip with a friend. What an experience! The best bits were when we took local buses and trains. You know the kind of thing. They stop everywhere and it takes ages to get from A to B. And that's when you meet interesting people and learn something about the place you're in. But I took far too much luggage with me. You can't carry it easily, and you just worry about losing it. Just take a small backpack with the essentials. That's my advice.
2.
I haven't travelled very much in the last few years. I've been on a few day trips and I've had a couple of weekends away this year. I don't go far anymore. I'm more interested in the place I'm going to than in the journey. But in my experience, the key to a good trip is good planning. Don't leave anything to chance.
3. I work in IT and I travel a lot for my job. Too much. I spend a lot of time on planes and in my car on the motorway, travelling to the projects I'm involved with. I don't particularly enjoy it, especially when there are delays, but it's part of my job. About twice a year, I have to go on business trips abroad. My travel tip? Once you start your journey, take your watch off and relax. You have no control over the time you arrive, so it's pointless to get stressed.
Hello. I'd like to get some information about catching the underground, please.
Yes, of course.
Well, the first thing I'm not sure about is, how do I buy a ticket?
Ah, yes. Well, to begin, you should look for a ticket machine. You can find them at the station.
Okay.
And, you can use coins or notes.
Any coins or notes?
With coins, only 500 yen and 150 and 10.
Okay.
You can use 1,000 yen notes in every machine.
I see.
And you can also find some machines where you can use 5,000 and 10,000 yen notes.
How will I know which notes I can use?
It will say on the machine. And some take credit card too.
So, how much money... how can I tell how much money I need to put in the machine?
There's a map which tells you. It's above the machine.
Oh, right. The big map.
Yes, you can find the price. You have to... you need to choose the correct price for the place you want to go to.
All right. I choose the price. What should I do next? Just catch the train?
Yes. You keep ticket and insert it in the machine at the ticket gate.
And will the ticket come out of the machine?
Yes, it comes out of the machine. So you have to keep your ticket until you get off.
And then what do I do? Give the ticket to somebody or...
No, when you arrive at the station, you have to insert the ticket into a machine again.
Oh, okay. At the exit ticket gate.
Yes, the exit ticket gate. But your ticket will not come out.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What about discount tickets? Is there any way to get a cheaper fare?
Well, we've only got one discount ticket.
Okay.
If you take the train every Friday or the 20th of every month, you can use the No My Car Day discount pass.
Okay. So, how does that work?
If you buy a No My Car Day discount pass, you can go everywhere on the underground for a whole day, and it costs 250 yen less than a normal day pass.
That sounds good.
But it's only available every Friday or the 20th of every month.
So you can only get it on those days?
Yes.
Do I get this discount pass from normal ticket machines or from special ticket machines?
You can buy them from all stations, from all ticket machines.
Okay, right. The normal ticket machine. Okay.
But If you travel every day, you can get the prepaid rainbow card. You cannot get a discount with it, but it's very useful because you don't need to buy a ticket before you get on the train.
So, how often do I need to buy a rainbow card?
Not each morning, perhaps only once a week.
Okay.
So that, for example, on Monday, you can buy 5,000 yen rainbow card.
So, how long can I use a 5,000 yen card for?
But it depends on where you go on the train.
Okay. So, will the money come off the card?
Yes.
So, how does it work with the ticket machine at the gate? The same as a normal ticket?
Yes, exactly the same.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. How can I help you?
Yes, hello. I'd like to change my flight to Cape Town.
Okay, so can you tell me the booking number?
I don't remember my booking number, to be honest.
Okay, that's okay. Maybe just your family name then? Can you give me that?
Yeah, my family name is Lister.
Is that Lister?
That's right. Adam Lister.
Okay. Let me just check that for you.
The airline is South African Airlines, and I think the flight number is SAA 235.
Great. And when are you flying?
Oh, it's next Monday, the 15th.
Yes, that's right. SAA 235 from Johannesburg to Cape Town at 9 a.m. Okay, what would you like to change?
Would it be possible to fly 3 days later?
Okay, let me just check the availability. Yes, there are flights on Thursday the 18th, but unfortunately the 9 o'clock flight is full. What about another time that day?
Is it possible to go in the morning? Are there other morning flights?
There's another flight at 11:30. How about that?
11:30 sounds good.
Okay, that's great. There's a different flight number. It's SAA 327. Now, one thing I just need to sort out with you is that your original ticket was a budget economy class ticket, and
Yes, that's right.
well, it's the cheapest fare, and unfortunately that can only be changed if it's upgraded. So you'd need to get a normal economy class ticket.
Normal economy class? So does that mean I have to pay more for another ticket?
Yes, you do.
Oh. How much more do I have to pay?
Let me check. That's 740 rand. Is that okay?
Oh, that's quite a bit, but I'll change it anyway.
Okay, all right. Let me just print this out for you. I'll print out your new itinerary.
I've got a problem. Perhaps you can help me.
Yes, I'm sure I can. So, what's the problem?
Well, I booked a trip to Cape Point and Peninsula for tomorrow. The problem is that today I did another tour, the Table Mountain tour.
Right, that's the hike, isn't it?
Yes, and we walked all day and...
Yes, it's a really good trip.
But I hurt my leg, so I don't think I can do the tour tomorrow.
Oh, right. That's the one by bike, isn't it?
Yeah, I really don't want to do more exercise.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I'd like to cancel the booking.
Okay, so let me just check on the system. Have you already paid a deposit?
Oh, yes. There was a deposit of 150 rand.
Unfortunately, if you cancel now, you will lose that deposit.
Oh, why is that?
Well, because the company needs more than 24 hours notice.
Oh, I see. Oh, well.
You can use the deposit for another activity.
Yeah?
We could look at something that doesn't involve exercise.
Good idea.
A trip that lots of people do is a boat trip to Robben Island.
Okay.
Would you be interested in doing that?
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Logan.
There are so many diverse neighborhoods in Toronto.
However, I'll go with the one that's just nearby my house because I go there so often. It's Rosedale. It's a very wealthy neighborhood just to the northeast of the city center. It's about a 10-minute walk. It has these huge tree-lined avenues with these historic, century-old houses, each one different to the next. So the architecture is really interesting and unique. The streets wind around with different street lamps and sidewalk styles. And the tall trees offer shade, so it's a lovely spot for walking. One thing I love about this area is that there are no restaurants or stores or high-rise buildings. There are plenty of them back in the center. The east side is entirely surrounded by a deep valley where Torontonians jog, walk their dogs, or just stroll by the river. There's a really relaxed atmosphere. It's so peaceful that you hardly realize you're still in the city.
Cecilia.
The Barranco district is one neighborhood I always try to visit when I travel to Lima. It was an area where wealthy residents used to enjoy the beach, so it has these historic old summer houses. But the area became very run down, and then lots of artists moved in, so now the whole district is covered with these amazing colorful murals and street art. It's so beautiful to walk around. The houses are painted in different colors, and there are lots of little bars and coffee shops to enjoy. There's a busy market where local artists sell their work, and you can buy jewelry or handmade Peruvian arts and crafts. The area has become so popular that it's quite a tourist spot now, but it is still a great place to wander around. It has such a friendly, welcoming atmosphere, and there are lots of things you can do, like maybe visit an art gallery or enjoy a delicious meal with a fantastic view of the ocean. Or you can visit in the evening because it has such lively nightlife too.
Amy.
One of my favourite neighbourhoods has to be Yarraville in Melbourne, Australia. In fact, it was named as one of the coolest neighbourhoods in the world. It's a wonderful place to live because it has such a great sense of community. There's so much to do in Yarraville. There's an amazing Art Deco cinema, and there are lots of lively music venues and fun places to shop. There's an amazing bookshop called The Sun Bookshop, and there are organic food shops, bakeries, things for your house, plant shops. It has a busy farmers market where you can find lots of local produce or get a great coffee in one of the coffee shops. Yarraville is also a fantastic place to eat and drink. You can get Mexican burritos or Japanese noodles. You can enjoy restaurants with delicious food from all over the world. Or you can listen to live music or enjoy a bit of culture. Basically, Yarraville has everything you need. You don't need to go anywhere else. I love it.
Okay, so Tonya, could you tell us the best way to see the London sights using public transport? What do you think is our best option?
Yes, absolutely. As I was telling you earlier, I'd recommend you take the Thames Clipper riverboats. I mean, there are lots of different riverboats, but the cruises designed for tourists are much more expensive. The Thames Clipper is really good because basically it's public transport.
So what you're saying is the Thames Clipper is cheaper, right?
Cheaper than a cruise, yes, that's right. And the great thing about it is that you don't need to buy a special ticket, as it's part of London's public transport system. You don't need to book in advance. You can just use your travel card to tap in and tap out. And it's easy to get on a boat. You just go to the nearest tube station.
Sorry, I didn't catch what you said about tap in and tap out.
Oh, yes, of course. You can use your travel card or your bank card and just tap the ticket machine, and it automatically takes the fare for your journey. You also have to tap out at the end of the journey.
I see. So we don't have to book in advance or buy a special ticket that is valid just for the boat?
That's right.
Okay, that's great. And where would you suggest we get the boat?
Well, there are two different routes, one which goes up the river and one which goes down. You can hop on and hop off at any point, just like you do with the bus or a train. But a very popular option with visitors is to get the boat from Westminster Pier. You take the tube to Westminster and it's signposted from there.
Sorry, can you just say that last bit again? Where do we take the tube?
To Westminster. You can walk to Westminster Pier from there.
Okay.
And you take the boat right along the river all the way to Greenwich.
So let me just check I've got this right. So we can take the boat from Westminster Pier to Greenwich?
Yes, and on the way, the boat passes many of London's famous landmarks. You see the Houses of Parliament, London Bridge, Tower Bridge. You go past the Globe Theatre and the South Bank.
Oh, in other words, we see nearly everything. That sounds great. And what's the boat like?
The boat itself is quite big, and you can sit inside. You can sit outside too, but it gets a bit crowded and it can be windy. So if you go inside, there's a cafe and toilets. It's very comfortable. And there's no tour guide explaining everything. You can just get hold of a tourist map with information about all the landmarks and learn about them as you go along.
So, have I got this right? There isn't a guided tour?
That's right. But you can find out all the information and have it on your phone.
Yes, I think we prefer that.
It's a really fantastic day out. I'd thoroughly recommend it if the weather is good.
Belinda, you've got some holiday destinations with a glamorous feel for us today.
Yeah, we've been looking at some of the best holiday spots for film fanatics. You've seen the movie, now have the holiday.
Where's your first recommendation?
First up, Monument Valley, home of 1,000 westerns. When you drive into Monument Valley, you really do feel you're stepping onto the set of a cowboy movie. Film directors have been making westerns here since the 1930s, and the huge red sandstone rock formations have provided the scenery to movies as different as Stagecoach in 1939 and Thelma and Louise in 1991.
It's in Texas, isn't it?
No, actually it covers an area of Arizona and Utah. In fact, it's part of the Navajo Nation, and Navajo families have lived there for generations. It looks quite remote, but it's easy to get to.
And what can you do there?
Well, much of Monument Valley is protected land, so if you want to take a tour, the best way is to go with a Navajo guide. I've been on a tour, and while it was spectacular, it was also pretty uncomfortable.
An authentic Western experience, then?
I suppose so. But a trip to Monument Valley is all about the scenery, and so I think an even better idea is to take a hot air balloon trip over the valley. A local business there has been running these tours every summer for a few years now. That's the way to go.
And from the emptiness of Arizona to somewhere completely different. Prague.
Oh, yes. Now, since Hollywood discovered Prague in the 1990s, this beautiful and vibrant city has been attracting a lot of action heroes. Tom Cruise was there to film Mission Impossible, And Wesley Snipes chased vampires through the old town in Blade 2.
It's a very atmospheric city.
Yes. And of course, Prague has always been one of Europe's main cultural centres, so there's a lot to see. Museums, castles, fantastic architecture. In the last few years, airlines have been adding more flights and more connections, so it's really easy to get there.
OK, so I think we've just got time for one more recommendation.
I'll be quick. How about a walking tour in the romantic setting of films like Notting Hill, Shakespeare in Love and Bridget Jones? Yes, it's London, but seen from a different angle.
And for the kids, don't forget King's Cross Station, where they filmed one of the Harry Potter films. You can find more details of all these on our website. Well, obviously it needs to be the smart roads idea, really. There are so many traffic accidents at the moment, and anything we can do to reduce that number is good.
Yes, good point. And smart roads would definitely help with the problem, especially with the heavy snow in winter. But another way to fix the problem is to have fewer people in cars in our city. Does everyone agree with that?
It's a nice idea, Melinda, but I feel it's going to be very difficult to make people leave their cars at home.
OK, let's bring in a new voice to this discussion. Georgina.
Hey there, Melinda.
Georgina, what do you think? Do you see it the same way as I do? Fewer cars? Maybe we should charge people for driving into the city centre.
Well, yes, Melinda, we need fewer cars on the road, but I'm not sure about charging people. Another possibility is to make it cheaper to travel on public transport. The self-driving buses would help us with that.
But maybe people just prefer their cars. They feel more comfortable in their own space, not sitting on a crowded bus.
But it's not a question of if they are comfortable, Art. People need to be taught to use a new system, and we shouldn't worry if they get a little upset about changing how they behave. That's normal. Don't you think that people need to grow up and stop doing things which hurt our city, hurt the planet?
I understand how you feel, but I think you don't understand how people's minds work. They're not going to change their behaviour just because you get angry with them. They need to choose to do the right thing.
OK, let's bring in Roger now. Roger, what do you think about all this?
OK, our lines are now open, so please phone us with your travel queries. Our studio guest this morning is Andrew Marshall, an expert in ecotourism, low-impact travel, conservation issues and all things green. He's here to answer your questions. And our first caller is Suzanne, with a question about flying, I think. Hello?
Hi. Yes, I've been hearing a lot about flying and climate change recently, about how much fuel planes use and the effect on the environment. But when I flew back from holiday last week, the in-flight magazine said that flying is greener than driving. So what's the truth?
Hi, Suzanne. Yes, some of the budget airlines have been making these claims. It's all about numbers and statistics. It's easy to use statistics in this way, but I think the best thing is to use your common sense. If you have a choice between flying and taking a train, for example, then the train is a much greener option. Flying is simply not eco-friendly.
And our next caller is Marco.
Hi. Well, my parents want to go on an eco-friendly cruise. They've been going on cruises for about 4 years now, ever since they retired. But they've started to worry about conservation issues. Where can we get information about eco-friendly cruises?
Hello, Marco. Well, it's great to hear that your parents are thinking about the impact of their travelling. I should say first that many of the larger tour operators have been taking steps to improve things in this area. I think an internet search is the best place to start. I've seen quite a few green cruises advertised. Your parents can email the companies with any specific questions they have.
And James has a specific question about Madagascar.
Yes, I've always wanted to go to Madagascar, but the thing is, there are a lot of problems with threatened habitats and species there. I don't want to be part of the problem. Should I think about a different destination?
Hi, James. You don't need to choose a different destination. There are quite a few local communities in Madagascar that have been working with international organisations to develop ecotourism. You can join in with conservation projects or simply be a tourist without having a negative impact.
Andrew, before we take the next call, let me ask you a bit more about Madagascar.
I'm going to talk about my adopted city of Oviedo in the north of Spain. It has wonderful cultural traditions, its music, language, and food, and these traditions have stayed the same for many generations. An example of the culture is Oviedo's architecture and public art. The old town is famous for its medieval buildings and structures, such as the Archaeology Museum and La Fontcolada Fountain. There are also many sculptures in public places, in the parks and streets. One of the best known is a sculpture of a mother and child by the Colombian artist Fernando Botero. But really, as I said, anywhere you go in the center, you'll find sculptures and statues. Oviedo is also famous for its traditional food. So, for example, let's take fabada. Fabada is a dish made of beans and meat, like a type of stew. It's absolutely delicious. Another specialty of the region is rice. There are some amazing rice dishes, such as rice with octopus or with shrimps. So, I'd say fabada and the rice dishes are the best specialities to try in Oviedo. The city also has its own culture and language. Many people in Oviedo still speak Asturian, which is similar to Spanish. And when it comes to music, the region even has its own musical instruments. There's one that is similar to a Scottish bagpipe. You can hear it at the many festivals that celebrate the regional culture and history.
Astronaut. They drive the crew to the launch pad. You stand and look up at this spaceship, 17 stories high, with its huge rocket boosters on each side. You feel fear and excitement. Before, you were so busy training that you didn't have time to feel scared. You didn't think you were risking your life. Now, it becomes real. You take a lift to the launch platform 30 meters in the sky. You go into a white room and put on your equipment. Next, you look into a camera and say goodbye to your family. The other astronauts become your new family. You're used to them and their habits. You've been training together for months. You enter the shuttle. Inside, it's tiny. It's one of many things you have to get used to. You are strapped in, and you check your equipment one last time. Space is silent, but the rocket isn't. The engines make such a loud noise you can't hear yourself think. Soon, You're travelling at 17,500 miles per hour. After 8.5 minutes, you've left Earth's atmosphere. Suddenly, the noise stops. You remove your helmet, let it go, and watch it float. You trained for these conditions. Everything is familiar. Yet nothing will ever be the same after you've been in space.